Fuck me. I completely forgot I was muted. Well, cheers for doing that, McDaddy. You saved me. Fucking hell. Well, you guys didn't get much at the start, but there you go. Anyway, I'm talking now. Fuck me, that's bad. I muted myself earlier when I went and got my drink. Oh dear. I feel like a right dumb idiot now. But yeah, so I'll just repeat everything I just said. So Beastmaster was banned by Team Unique in the first game. But now, obviously, they decided to... the Beastmaster banned in the first game. Instead, they decided to remove the Night Stalker and immediately pick up the hero themselves. They've already secured their offlaner and their mid laner. And then, once again, B8 going for the two comfort heroes. The Sadra Demon, always amazing in the hands of SA. Like, he was in the right place at the right time in so many situations that it just really disjointed everything Team Unique was trying to do. And then they're just giving Clinks back over to Watson. Like, he performed really well last game, so why not? Just keep the ball rolling, give it to him yet again, and see what happens. And they're just banning out all the heroes, which normally are quite good against this hero. So they might take out the Slark as well. And Slark is sort of a counter to a Clinks. I mean, now with the new Burning Barrage, maybe not, because he can still hit into him even after he pops his ultimate. So maybe they might just leave that in there. I'm not too sure. But instead, Unique taking away the Titan as well as the Bloodseeker. So just trying to target towards the offlane now. And see if they drop another one towards him. Because so far, they just not bothered targeting Dendi. I think they did that in the last game. Their first two bans in the second phase were just towards Dendi himself. They're starting to pay respect to the offlane now. You know, Medusa does also get removed there from bait. So yeah, leaving in that Slark. So that could be the potential pickup from Unique this game. We'll have to wait and see if that's actually what they want to do. We'll see if they're just going to ban out towards the offlane again. Otherwise, this is some serious hate. It could possibly just allow Bait then to pick up the Pangolier, perhaps. Also works pretty damn effectively in that situation. I don't think they picked up the Mars, though. Mars is always just a really strong offlaner. Big team fire armor, gives you so much control. And that's actually, then well, that's the ban that Team Unique go with in the end. Okay, so Pangolier is still in the pool. Possibly that could be a nice pickup there for Bait. Even Team Unique, actually, because a lot of guys have been playing it as a position 5 nowadays. So, you know, I wouldn't be too surprised to see it in either one. Actually, no, never mind. It's banned. It's fucking banned. Ignore me. Brain dead, mate. Brain dead. So what position 5 are you going to go with? Oh, the Hoodwink. That's actually a hero that I've not seen for a few weeks now. Like, as soon as 7.3 came out, she did get nerfed a little bit, like the bushwhack damage is like tick and reduced damage now and stuff. So she definitely fell out of favor for a lot of teams, but even still, Unique are going to go back in for it here. Now, I wonder what role it's going to be. I always prefer it to be a 4 myself. It always just seems to be able to do a lot more from that position. But then the Undying is to pick up from Bait. And that is a hero that Gatsy has also been like to play quite a lot. And, I mean, he's up against a Beastmaster in the lane. So you should be able to do a pretty good job at building him out. Or at least just being able to secure a decent lane for Watson to just carry on farming up. I mean, normally when you see a Beastmaster, you tend to see like a Enchantress pickup or Crystal Maiden, Mirana, any of these sort of heroes that can instantly kill the boar and just make the Beastmaster's life a misery. But instead, you know, maybe Gatsy just isn't comfortable playing any of those heroes. Wants to just stick with the Undying that he knows, which is fair enough.
10 seconds.
And the Void Spirit gets grabbed there from Bait. So that's going to be for Dendi in the mid lane. He just likes playing these spirits. It's always one of them. But I mean, no matter how this lane goes, he lose or win or whatever, he'll probably still end up dropping off old Dendi. That's just what happens. But Slark was actually the go for there for Unique. So they are thinking that it's still a pretty good hero against the Clinks, despite the barrage going through the ultimate. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, it sounds like that works off the top of my head, but unless there's actually sort of any good lockdown for the Slark, like to hold the Slark in that spot, then it's not really going to matter. Because, I mean, so far, the only disables that they have is an Ether Remnant and a Destruction, which, obviously, they do combo with each other, sure, but it still doesn't really offer you that much in terms of actual fights. So whatever position 3 they're going to have to pick up, it's got to be someone that does offer a decent amount of CC for the rest of the team. Otherwise, they could just get out-controlled from that. Because, I mean, so far, Unique have got Raw, They've got LSA, and they've got Bushwhack. And Leap sort of counts as a decent disable. It's not the best in the world, but it's something. So Unique take out the Sand King. Very good, good choice. Bat Rider gets removed. As maybe Unique could want to like pick up a Storm Spirit, perhaps. I feel like Storm could be pretty nice. Allows you to zip in to try and delete this Shadow Demon as much as possible. Able to evade a lot of the damage from the Clinks. You could try and control them up with the Vortex, set up for the Roar or the LSA. So yeah, I think Storm Spirit will either be a good pick or a good ban here. Either one. It looks like all like the key offlaners for bait have already been taken out, which is really unfortunate for him. Like the Tide, the Mars, and the Sand King, all been removed already. Who else could they actually go for then? Not much more information on their previous picks. I mean, they have picked up LC before. But, I mean, which does have technically like a big BKB Pierce and Disable. But I'm not sure if that's really what you want to be going for this game. You can actually end up taking out the Axe. I think maybe Slardar could be good. Obviously, the Slark can always just purge off the amplified damage with the Dark Pack, sure. But it provides a decent bit of Disable. It can give you constant vision on the Hood and the Leaner in the fights. As well as just being able to have a fantastic initiation, and then just sets up for an easy barrage from the Clinks. Yeah, I think Sardar's a decent pickup here for bait. I don't know if that's actually a hero he plays. I think it could work. Unless, of course, they want to pick up the Treant Protector again for a Gatsy, and then have this is 3 Undying. No, that sounds terrible. That does sound terrible. They shouldn't do that. Oh, no, they are going to go for the Legion Commander. Okay. So, I mean, it's something they've ran in the past, so they feel comfortable with it. Fair enough. Doesn't really... I don't know. I mean, I suppose actually the dual guaranteed lockdown to set up for a barrage from the Clinks in a way, but then... The LC's got to be careful that the Slark doesn't beast her while she's dueling up and then not giving away free money. I don't know. The Ember Spirit's actually the pick up there for Unique, so we're going to have a Spirit on Spirit lane in the mid. As, yeah, Bignum takes the Leaner for the 4. So, yeah, the off lane for Team Unique's pretty good. They've got a decent amount of burst damage there. They could try and deal with the Undying that way. But even still, it's a difficult kill to find, and I don't really see them being able to net any early grabs onto Watson. He should be quite safe in this lane. I'm not entirely sure which one is actually meant to win this mid, the Ember or the Void. I think it's just even, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's just a very even pairing. Who's muted? I was muted. At the start of the draft, I was muted. It was done. It was bad of me. Like, with the first 30 seconds, I was just talking to nobody. But yeah, look at these lineups. Neither team really has any, like, big, colossal 5v5 ultimate. Really, the biggest thing we've got here is a Roar from the Beastmaster and a Duel from the LC. I mean, actually, I suppose the Flesh Golem from the Undying is actually considered a pretty decent teamfight ultimate in itself. But there's no, like, sort of massive recovery ultimates, if you know what I mean. Normally, when you have, like, a Ravage, even if your team's behind, as long as if you find, like, an amazing usage with that skill, you can turn around most situations. But, yeah, neither team's going to have that to rely on. So, whoever sets, like, an early lead, it's going to be very difficult to take that lead away. They're just going to need, like, the perfect initiation and the perfect pickoffs. Meanwhile, both teams charging down the mid. Bait already using their smoke. And I guess it's just to put down an early ward. Maybe they might actually try and get aggressive with this. Gatsy got both the wards on him. Wait, smoke already pops, run up to the high ground, sees their Fed in space. And I think they do get the spot, the fact that he has both observers on him. So they're going to have some good idea about where this vision's going to be. I'm quite interested about why they're both on him. Okay, now he trades it back over towards SA, who I guess is going to go put it on this little high ground here.
Just 30 seconds now.
But it doesn't look like to be treated to any sort of first blood fight for the bounties this time. Both squads just hang about by their tier 1s, unless for some reason they decide to clash for the bottom. Well, it doesn't look like they will. But Bait now are actually only one game away from securing some points in this group stage, which they desperately need. Well, maybe Gatti's going to try and go for it. Bignum wants to set up for the LSA. Does get the connection onto Undy, but not really any sort of follow-up with these heroes. So he will just walk it off. And they did decide to put the Hood as the 5, which I didn't really like, but, you know, people do what they want to do. Gatsi's little sentry placement does get spotted out. Oh, will he get a deny? He placed it too quickly. Oh, no. Massive misplay from Slayer. He just wastes his sentry ward, and now this is going to stay blocked. FN's going to have a pretty difficult time at trying to match the farm and pace of Dendi now, as he's got a whole extra camp to farm up. That could actually end up being quite costly. We'll see if it makes much of a difference later on. But yeah, as I was saying, I don't really like to see Hoodwink as a 5. I always think it's just performs a lot better as a 4. Maybe actually with these new changes, she performs better as a 5. I'm not sure. I've not really given it that much testing, to be honest with you. But so I'm going to like mainly focus on this mid lane just to see who actually comes out on top of this. Because off the top of my head, this feels just like a really even pairing. Like Dendi just with the points into the Resonant Pulse. And then FN's probably just going to put most of his points into Sleight of Fist. I don't know if he really needs to bother with Flame Guard. I mean, actually, pretty much all the skills here are magic damage. So it would give him a lot of survivability, to be fair. So maybe he will. Maybe we'll just prioritize that one. Have to wait and see. Well, actually, looking at CS, Space is really suffering right now. Only 2 and 1. And this is the 3rd creep wave, I think. Ooh, does get a little leap connection there onto SA. They're not going to be able to find this kill, but it's just a bit of harassment. Well, they do actually have a bushwhack off cooldown. The connection, it does get it. He tried to cut the tree, but unfortunately still got the grab. Space getting the last hit as well. So First Blood, Permanent actually already on the board. Fantastic start there for Unique in their safe lane. Meanwhile, up top, at least Gatsi was able to get the trade onto Bignum. He might end up dying here. Actually, Petushara doesn't even care about following it. He's just going to let Gatsi deny himself to the tower. Nope. I think actually Petushara is still going to get the gold credit for this kill, right? Because he hit him literally only about 10 seconds ago. It's really weird sometimes when it does that. Anyway, let's find out. Who's going to get the money? Is it... Okay, no, it is just shared between Bignum and Petushara, so no one getting too much out of that. But still, just a slight lead getting built up here for FM. 13 and 6 to the 9 and 3 of Dendi. Yeah, it looks like he's just putting points into Flame Guard, getting that AoE damage, protection against stuff like that. So it will be pretty difficult actually for Dendi to try and bully him out. Because unlike, say if it was in the last matchup, it was the Lina against the Ember Spirit. The Lina could at least pressure him from afar with the standard right clicks, but unfortunately Void Spirit doesn't have that luxury. Like, if you want to get close to try and trade off physical hits, you're just going to get burnt away from the Flame Guard. So you're not quite going to be in that easy trade. Still Space at the bottom of the CS, only 9 and 2 right now. So the LC is doing a fantastic job at just controlling the CS that he's able to get his hands on. 15 and 4 on him. It's just really FN that's having any sort of decent time in CS. Well, actually, mind you, Petushara is pretty much even with the rest of them. Still not where he would like to be, I'm sure. But the LC actually going for the double Bracer build. Oh, the bushwhack. It didn't get a connection onto that tree. Sometimes it's really weird because of the angle you get. It looks like you're going to get connection because the circle's just on the top, but it actually has to be in connection with the base of the tree. So, yeah. Sometimes the camera angles do screw you over in that way. Unfortunate. I don't think they were going to get that kill either way, but maybe they could have done a bit of harassment to him. Okay, sure, just trying to trade off there with Gatsy. Still actually quite a big lead starting to be built up here for FN. 28 for 8. And this is with his small camp blocked as well. So really, in theory, Dendy should actually have the opportunity to get more CS. But yeah, it looks like FN's just going to steal away Dendy's ones instead. Actually puts down his own Observer Ward, but that was actually scouted out. So that will give the opportunity for Dendy to get a free D Ward. Extra bit of gold, extra bit of experience for himself. Actually, I don't think he spotted it. He's not buying a Sentry, or did he? No, he's not. He's getting a fresh Observer Ward, but he didn't decide to buy the Sentry. Unfortunately, he didn't spot that one. Oh, the LSA gets a connection. Gatsy's is dead. Watson, he steps out. Bignum just takes him down as well. A double kill for Bignum and a tombstone kill. Oh my god, this man just had a cash injection of like 500 gold. That is ridiculous. What was Bait doing? They just stepped miles out of position. And yeah, free tombstone. As I guess Bignum, yeah, just brown boots and awards, but already only 400 gold of actually having his arcanes. Very, very nice turn of events there for him. Not expecting that at all. And Watson, yeah, just from that alone, actually bottom of net worth between all the cores. And he's actually having to jungle. He's still only level 4 as well. If you're level 5, sometimes it doesn't feel that bad because at least you have like 3 points into your burning barrage. But damn, only 2 points and forced to go into this area already. His game is already going to be suffering pretty damn bad. Oh, nice bushwhack connection there onto Dendy. He does actually have his level 6 though, so he can astral step away. And he will. FN's still just going to counter and run on the SA though. He's got to be careful. He's getting a few poison stacks up. Dive off there to the sides. He does manage to get the Indra's rune. And the Flame Guard actually got enough protection that he doesn't take anything from that poison stack damage. So, fair enough. Completely fine. And then he's got to return to base. So maybe we might see him make a move to the off lane, perhaps. Try and net a kill. I mean, maybe I thought he could have gone for like the off lane to help out this LC, but she's still only level 5. If she was 6, probably then would have gone for a kill. Oh, it looks like actually, speaking of kills, Watson, he might just end up dying here again. I don't know if he's lagging and that's why he's disconnected, or if he actually DC'd whilst this was going on. If that is the case, that's really unlucky for him. Really unlucky. And it looks like he's probably going to die again, in which case, this lane's just going to get even worse. There's another ball's about to come up. There's still the axes to get to chuck. So 40 for that. Damage per stack. Well, damage per axe. So 2 axes if he gets point blank, 80 damage. And it looks like the combo has already been used. So it's only be the right clicks. Maybe he might be able to survive it. Especially if Gatsy can get close enough to do a soul rip. He might just drop down the tombstone actually now. Because at least then if you drop the tombstone, it will kill the trees. And allow you to just go straight that way to help him out. You may have to. It might be the only way he's going to survive that one. Meanwhile, what is actually the gold difference between these two mids right now? 500 gold for FN at this point in the game. Basically just brown boots. Well, actually, it's Blightstone. That's pretty much all they've got. That's different. Apart from that, they're pretty much the same.
Nice mustache.
Both even still got a fairy fire. Yeah, I don't know if Watson's going to survive this one. Who knows? Maybe Dendy can actually TP in. They could actually, yeah, they could possibly go for a turnaround here. Like, yeah, drop the tombstone, you get the heal onto Watson, Dendy TP's in, and you can try and actually get the jump onto either Bignum or Petushara, because he doesn't have his 6 yet. He's still about half a level away. Yeah, maybe they can actually net a kill themselves. So that could be the read. I'm actually going to start the music, because so much awkward silence when there's nothing going on, man. I can't believe I left myself muted though for the first like 30 seconds of the draft. That was bad. I remember I used to do that a lot when I first started casting. Like every other game, I would just forget to unmute myself, or I would forget to swap the screen over, so everyone was just looking at this screen the whole time, and it was bad. But I've learned through most of my mistakes. Most of them. I still make some every now and then. I am human. Pesar is actually getting pretty close to having his helm online already. Only 300 gold off. So he'll probably have it at about just after the 7-minute mark. Maybe about 7.5 minutes. This is my accurate prediction. I mean, Space isn't actually really doing that much better himself with the bot. We're saying that Watson was getting zoned a bit, but there's only 140 gold between the two of them. So it's not like the differential's that bad. Obviously, it can get worse. Because I'm sure they're going to be looking to do a rotation from Dendi down here as soon as this 6 is online for the Legion and try and find a kill that way. And I wonder what sort of build. I think the last time I saw this guy play the Legion Commander, he went for like a very sort of engagement sort of build rather than having any sort of DPS. Because normally with a Legion, you would either build a Armlet of Mordigian or a Blade Mail. Depends on what cause you're playing up against. But I think instead he just went straight in for the Blink and then like Pipe of Insight and stuff. So I don't know if he's going to follow the same sort of trend and maybe do that again. I hope not. Because apart from that, he's only really relying on the damage from the Clinks. Fair bit of damage can be pumped out from Dendi actually if he lands all of his skills, but even still. That looks like a sketchy link, boys. Someone do that link. Tell me what's on it. Sexy party disabled. That's sad. Does it mean the party has been disabled or the sex party is filled with disabled people? I don't know what that means. Why don't you go check that out? Check it out. Let me know. Right, this is a long old DC from Watson though. Very long DC. That's quite interesting to see actually. FN going for the phase boots instead. Like, normally it was so standard for Ember Spirits to get the bots, and then you just have like the global presence. You put down your Fire Remnant wherever, and then you TP back, come back in, you know, all that sort of shenanigans. But instead he's actually deciding to go for like a higher bit of survivability and damage. So it's an interesting choice. See how it ends up panning out for him. Yeah, I'm just quite curious about what Dendi's going to do now. He's either going to TP back to the mid to just resume his farm, give a couple of charges towards SA, or he's going to link up with Gatsy and Watson at the top and try and keep him alive and maybe get a turnaround kill. I think that should be the correct play, the right decision here. I mean, they've got plenty of time to analyse it. I'm sure they've been discussing it this whole time, so... I mean, second ball's about to come up for Petty Shara, though. It's a Russian news article on why disabled people should go to sex... What? What? Or why they should go to sex parties? That's interesting. I wonder what the article, like what their basis of what they're putting this information on. Was there like a big study? Did they interview a load of disabled people to see if they go to sex parties or not? I don't know. That's an interesting news article, man. I thought it was going to be like some sort of weird porn or something, but that's interesting, man. Well, cheers for doing that. We'll pretend. I appreciate the help, man. Well, I know if I ever like lose a limb or something like that, I know I just to go to a casual sex party, you know? Best way to heal. Slayer asking for news, but all he's getting is radio silence here from Bait. They don't want to give him any information. Leave him in the dark. Unless they just muted him. Otherwise, this is just really rude to ignore him right now. He must have him muted, which in itself is kind of rude at the same time, but who knows, man. Hopefully this pause doesn't last too long. I remember I was doing a series 2 days ago. I think it was Puck Champ versus Team Unique, and there was pauses which probably lasted for about 25 minutes in total, 20 minutes, something like that. It was ridiculous. 5 to 10 minutes, Dendy's saying. Well, I'm guessing this means 5 to 10 minutes. I'm not sure what this says. Internet problems, maybe? I don't know. Maybe one of you guys know what this means in Russian. But yeah, I'm definitely going to guess this means 5 to 10 minutes. So, a little bit of waiting to go yet, boys. Stick around. Hopefully the game will resume on the lower end of that estimate. That or it means pizza has been delivered. 5 to 10 minutes. What's coming out in these couriers? Is that finished power treads? Yeah, finished power treads coming out for space. Slayer got his browns finally coming out 6.5 minutes in, because up till then all he's had is a little magic wand. Support life. I don't think I've had a game yet where there's not been a pause. Always something goes wrong, man. Always something. Valve just needs to like put more money into actually upgrading their servers. What tick are the Dota 2 servers anyway? Are they 60 tick or are they 120? 144, whatever it is. Because I know in like CSGO, people have always been complaining that pub games, all the servers are only 60 tick or 24 tick, whatever it is, and everyone hates it. That was back in the day when I actually used to play CSGO, which is a very long time ago. It was good fun while it lasted.
That was hot.
There was 30 tick. Oh, okay. Why only 30 tick, man? Are 60 tick servers much more expensive or something? I don't know. It seems weird how they wouldn't just actually guarantee the best servers they possibly can. I mean, really, actually, realistically, a game like Dota, it doesn't actually matter. Like, it makes very little difference, that sort of thing. CSGO, it did actually make a difference. Like, peaks and stuff. Sometimes you would register things a little bit sooner. And, like, aiming was just a bit smoother. So it made sense in that game. So, yeah. Maybe it makes sense. Let Gaben save up for his little golden throne. And Bignum loves that voice line. He uses it a lot. He's the only one using voice lines. Everyone else is just dead silent. Unless there's some bants and comms. Maybe I should order a pizza. It'll be here by the time this game's done. God damn. Take it forever. If we factor in this pause time, and then however long the game goes, might end up just being another hour, just like game number 1. Nice little double. Is that a triple? Is that a triple or is that a quad? That's just a triple stack. 2 Satyrs and Minotaurs. It's a lovely face on that man. Imagine how cramped and uncomfortable these living conditions would be, man. Pretty rough. Oh, he's just like sniffing his armpit. This is all we can do while we wait, boys. Just examine all the neutrals. Oh, they're just in like permanent scream mode. Ah! Goddamn trees. Ah! Jesus Christ! That came out of nowhere. Didn't someone make like a like an add-on that you could do where you actually played the game through like some sort of weird third-person perspective? Imagine trying to play the game like this. It'd be kind of cool, but it'd be confusing as fuck.
That was hot.
The hell? He's like floating, hippity hopping. Valve thought no one would zoom in far enough to see that these guys don't actually walk on the floor. Is the Ember floating? Well, no, I suppose his heels are touching. I think he's fine. Slark's actually running like a normal person. Just the Shadow Demon, apparently. Got no clip. Doesn't seem fair, man. Taking that full dragon to the face. Well, press escape and it sends me back to the mid. The fuck? That's confusing. Come on, man. Someone. Load him back in. I hope like Watson's like had a full, well, I don't know, power failure or something. A good excuse about why he's been paused for so long. Otherwise, it's taken an extremely long amount of time. Fucking uppercutting my microphone. It's always good. Yeah, I know, Bignum. I know. Don't you worry. Oh man, this is brutal. Maybe we do like a 10-second countdown. Watson might just, you know, appear. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, didn't work. Fuck's sake. I feel like I should like load up RuneScape or something. Start chopping some trees. I really use this downtime. Does that mean he's coming? Yes, hopefully.
I will tear you apart.
Oh, let's use this time to do some stretches, mate. Been sat in the chair for too long, man. Just gonna like, yeah, do some walking around, you know. Do some lunges. Keep myself nice and limber, boys. Nice and limber.
That was hot.
That's what we need. Good stretch. That's what I needed, boys. This is ridiculous now, man. Come on. Too many pauses, man. Too many pauses. I feel like I could, like, disconnect at this point, quickly do a cheeky Overwatch, and then just join back in. I mean, I probably shouldn't. I shouldn't risk it. But, I mean, I could. I really could. Yeah, man, it's still paused. This has been lasting a long old time now. How much time has passed already? I think it's been about 10 minutes. Obviously, I can't tell that to the admin. A lot. Oh, he's in there already. He's coming in. Bro, I don't know. You're admin. We play Dota. I just went to TikTok like 50 minutes and still pause. Yeah, I'm 15 minutes behind. Because obviously they set a 15-minute Dota TV delay. So this is literally the earliest I can get it. Shantarizu. Unfortunately. I would like to be bang on live like they were, but not privy to such things. I mean, Dendi just said that he's in Dota. He's coming in. And yet, he's still disconnected. It will start kind of now. I'm out. Have fun. Alright. Cheers, dude. See you later. Dendi, man, you lied. This is a blatant lie. This is a whole massive lie. How can he be in Dota for this long and not rejoin? The admin's just like, then okay. Yeah, he's here! Oh my god, he's here! Jesus Christ. Alright. Oh, Dendi says sec. I guess they have to do a tactical discussion. Fuck no. Okay, they're all ready. Okay, right. The game's about to go. The game's going. Let's see what decision. Are they going to try and take this fight? If not, I don't know. Yeah, the tombstone did get dropped from Gatsy, but that just responded with an immediate retreat from Unique. Okay, so they didn't commit to go for the fight. It does just end up being a bailout. And Dendi, not even going to bother using his TP. He's actually just going to walk himself back to lane. I suppose in that way, he's got his TP to respond to either of the side lanes if a gank could potentially come about. He might just be waiting for this 6 on the Legion, which he's about to get after just one more creep. But then he can try and look to go for a cheeky fight. Oh, wow, that dirty, dirty glyph there from FN. Just to deny Dendi from getting those last hits really easily. That's rough. And FN with Slayer actually going to come over and try and take this triple stack. And they might be able to get it. FN just chases away SA. With this Flame Guard, it's going to make real quick work of these. There's still the big creeps left to go. The LC coming in here. Wants to get the jewel, but eventually just couldn't quite get it. Slayer, though, I think this man is dead. First duel victory going to be coming in. Oh, he gets the pushback! He's dueling back. Okay, no, the disruption. Held in place. Okay, that's going to be the duel victory online. First one found. And that's pretty good. He literally just hit 6 and he immediately gets a duel. So that's quite nice. They would have loved if they could have got that connection onto the Void. He's still not that fortunate. I think FN did actually get a majority of those kills as well onto the creeps. So I guess in his perspective, that's a fine trade. You know, you lose your support, you get a triple stack, fine.
The dire scan. On the hunt for radiant forces.
He's going to happily farm up his own stack as well. So just got a big chunk of cash put into his pockets. Yeah, just like that, 3.8k. He's nearly a full 1,000. Well, he is a full 1,000 gold now over the top of Dendi, who's going to try and make his own first level 6 smoke rotation here with SA. But Petishara, he's not going anywhere near the wave. Oh, to the smoke. It's about to break there onto Dendi, and he has to just immediately disengage. He didn't want to try and jump in aggressively, perhaps. They even just get the kill onto the ward. Very unfortunate there for Bait. And actually, FN's just going to dive immediately underneath the tower onto Gatsy. He drops down the tombstone. He gets the soul rip, as well as the steal. He's going to side the defensive disruption. Although the Ether Remnant, it doesn't even get the correct grab. The Roar for Petishara just to secure the kill. FN does also take down the tombstone. He should be able to get himself out of this. Oh, he actually went back. If he committed forwards there, he could have blown him up. I think he wasn't quite expecting the amount of damage that SA was about to do with the Shadow. And he's going to fall out. Meanwhile, down at the bot, Space actually is able to find a kill onto the LC. Another bit of permanent agi for him. It looks like it's just Dendi that's going to loiter around at this top for now. Actually, Gatsy comes in to fill up his bottle. Maybe they want to make a move. They've got to be careful. FN's still in the vicinity himself. Yeah, I'm going to chase away. FN. Going to initiate onto Gatsy there. Gets the sword, try to keep him alive. The Ether Remnant easily dodged though. Hits onto the creep. Immediately FN goes onto the SA of the support. The backlines. The Goon Blade from Bignum obliterates Gatsy. SA's going to fall as well. And now the duel comes out here. It does get a connection. So once again, a second victory online for the LC. Which ain't too bad. But it does cost the lives of 2 more supports. And it's a lot of downtime for Dendi, but he's not really getting that much farm. It actually bumps him up to level 8. Which wasn't too bad, to be fair. But even still, he's a level and a half behind his counterpart of FM. As well as still being 1,000 gold behind. And Watson as well. Did have a pretty rough time himself. Still jungling away to try and recover. And you don't normally see it often, but all 3 calls on the side of Unique at the top of the chart at the moment. So very, very nicely. It just depends if they can actually keep this going or not. I know I said at the very start of the game that neither team really has any big, massive teamfight ultimates to like potentially do some turns around with, but I mean, it's still early days that 2K can be easily overcome. There should be a tier 1 tower falling down here for free. It looks like maybe Beta are going to try and take the tier 1 themselves. Even just using the press the attack on the catapult to try and heal it up a bit. Keep it alive for as long as possible. Oh, I thought I turned that down! I could have sworn I turned that down. It still destroyed my ears. Fucking hell. Cheers for the follow, ZyMCD. I appreciate that, buddy. I could have sworn I put the volume down to 5% on that follow. And apparently didn't do anything. Oh, Clink's doing another pause. Alright. Oh, no. I was going to try and adjust the volume again, but never mind. The game's starting up already. And then another pause. What? What's going on? Oh, that was an accidental one pause from Bignum. He thought he was playing his pubs and just went for the immediate pause. You know, it's like, I've waited enough this game. I am not sitting around anymore. Screw that. Okay, is that the... Oh, of course, because I changed the volume control on my score page rather than the actual game page. Okay, right, now it's fixed, boys. It's not going to blow up anyone's eardrums anymore. Hopefully.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, tier 1's going to fall in the bot. LC's able to secure that one up. And it's going in for the first time of the Blink Dagger. I mean, it makes more sense this time round because she's already got plus 20 damage to help obviously secure more dual victories in the future. So now just looking to get some easy initiations onto probably the Void Ember Spirit would be the primary target. Maybe even the Slark if he can get it.
Dire should look to their top tower.
But even still, now Petishara just completely dominated the Dire jungle. So Space doesn't even have that to work with. Not Space, sorry. Watson. Yeah, can't just rely on his own jungle. Has to sort of feed off the triangle. Maybe the enemy jungle if he can, but even then it's not like it's a super protected area just yet. They have very limited vision down there. And they just have any vision at all. They've only got the one observer ward in their own jungle, but even with that, Petishara is just easily able to farm all this up. Who is 200 gold now away from having Vlad's, and then just the old recipe away from the Overlord. I mean, he might have had it pretty close already if he went straight in, but he did actually buy all these extra items as well, which does delay the time a little. But obviously, it just gives you that slight bit of lane security. But it looks like they're actually going to make a move onto Dendi. Puts down the Ephraim to try and secure a sort of any initiation from the fog. And lucky for him, he actually just falls back in time. I don't know if he actually knew anybody else was there, but actually the rest of the squad, they've ran into FN, who's immediately just uses the double jump out. Maybe if the Blink Dagger was actually online for LC then, he could have actually got the connection. But not quite yet. Does have it up though in just 10 gold. So now I imagine him and a couple of other members of Bait going to look to go for a smoke move now and see who they can find. Obviously the primary targets are the Ember or the Slark if they can find them. Are they going to smoke with Watson? It looks like he wants to get involved. He's actually hanging around with everybody. Yeah, he is. He joins in. Maybe Watson's actually just going to farm up this mid rather than trying to fall back. They see FN though. The perfect target. Oh no! LC jumps in too early! It's a complete disaster! The Blink Dagger reveal completely wasted, and now Unique going to go for the re-engagement. Nice double connection there with the root. Also the LSA onto the LC. They're going to drop down the Tombstone, try and make some space. Now the LC jumping forwards there, gets hit by the Lagoon Blade, takes loads of damage. The pig out might make him survive, especially with the Dragon Save. Gets out the Raw, getting the connection onto the Undy. They can't even have enough damage to kill him. This Tombstone just too strong. Even the Sharpshooter gets dodged. Out of all of that, not a single person ends up dying. What?
No.
Oh my god, I was not... What? I don't understand how nobody died from that. So close. The LC and the Undy was so damn near death. But that was just the perfect Tombstone position. It just stopped the Beastmaster, the Slark, and the Lina from actually pressuring forwards. Especially seems like they did actually have any high ground vision to hit it. There was no way they could actually touch it. So maybe they might try and go for a second smoke now. I mean, the element of surprise is gone. The fact that this blink's been revealed. I mean, they could still try and find a kill onto the Lina, perhaps. Pretty easy one to grab. FM about to finish up his Maelstrom. So his farm and speed and DPS will actually have a significant improvement now. But still Bait, just hanging around in this mid. Maybe someone might step out of position. They could get a jump here onto FM, but obviously Slayer's going to be ready and waiting to try and disjoint as much of the damage as possible. They're even going for another smoke now. I'm going to try and go for the wrap round. They put down the wards. But it's actually, there's no vision there, so they didn't see those wards just appear out of nothing. They said it will actually find the initiation onto Dendi. He's immediately locked in, but the disruption's going to be there. But it doesn't matter, he's still going to get hit by this, I think. And yeah, he's just dead. The disruption came out too early there for say, but still, the Jewel's going to get committed here. There's not much damage. They're actually going to give away Fury Jewel victory. That was a massive misplay. Gaz is even get connection on the space. The Undying has no chance of surviving this. SA and Watson are going to get dived now underneath the tier 1. He's going to fall. Watson gets leased as well. Hit by the LSA. It's a full team wipe at 16 minutes in. Absolutely incredible. They all end up dying to that. Even a dual victory gets given away towards FM. Just massive misplays from Bait. Absolutely humongous misplays. I mean, I saw what the disruption was meant to save Dendi there, but all it did was just secure his death. Because I think even if that sharpshoot was full duration, he wouldn't have died to that hit. And then he would have been able to like jump away. But the fact that he got hit by his own disruption, it allowed the LSA and everything else to land as well. That was unfortunate. Oh, even Fade Grenade gets found. I love Fade Grenade whenever I'm playing Hoodwink. It's such a good item. You can chuck it on anybody, and then it gives you that vision on them As they like, if they run behind trees and stuff, seems how the sharpshooter helmet no longer gives vision itself. Obviously, that's been out of the game for a fair amount of time now, but it is a pretty nice item for a hood. Guess he does drop down the wall, but it doesn't matter. Immediately gets denied. They both kill each other, actually. The Roar comes out, secures the kill onto the Undying, as well as the Goon Blade onto Dendi. Just barely able to survive. Is he actually able to get out this? The axes do get the connection. Dendi has to expend all of his steps to escape. And there was actually quite a lot of ultimates used just for the kill onto the Undying. It was Roar, Laguna Blade, and Sharpshooter. But still, Unique are going to use this opportunity to move themselves into the Roche pit and try and secure the first stage of the game. I mean, it's dropped him down pretty quickly. He's already on half HP. Looks like maybe Bait might have some idea this is going on, but they're not going to be able to get her in time at all. Even giving the Aegis over to FM. As it does make sense, obviously Space is just going to be like spending the majority of his time farming up. And actually the jump force, if the LC is going for the duel, the barrage is not doing that much damage, and it's going to be nothing to do. They actually take down Space. FN is stuck in there deep. He's trying to get the kill onto Gatsy if he can, but the jump away. The Sharpshooter actually gets the connection though. They do find the kill onto the Undying at least. And still, that's actually a pretty nice jump there from the LC to get that connection onto Space. And that was where, if they put the Aegis into the hands of the Slark, obviously that would have been completely negated, but that's just something you can't really predict. And I still think it was the correct choice to give it over towards the Ember, despite knowing what just happened there. So actually, I think that's the third duel then, online for the LC. Plus 30 damage now. And about to get duel level 2. Well, might have done, but some of his XP got leached, so he's not able to get that. So the FN going to start speed onto the tier 2 with the help of Petty Shara, and I'm not sure if Bait can really do anything to try and defend this. The glyph's already been expended as well. The Granite Golem easily able to tank it up. The tier 2 even being taken down 19.5 minutes. Going to allow Slayer to take down this outpost. And the XP will slowly start building up into their favour. So Bait are going to have to maybe try and pressure out tier 2 themselves, or at least make a manoeuvre to retake their own outpost. Instead, actually, Unique going for a 4-man smoke here. Going to try and link up down towards the bot. The 3 members of Bait all just sat underneath this high ground wall they have. But actually, no, Dendi's still going to get caught here. Yeah, he's dead for sure. I'm sure he was trying to spam Dissimulate as fast as he can, but there is a slight cast time to it. As long as if the LSA lands perfectly from Bignum, there's just no way to avoid that. So he dies again, and it looks like Unique going to carry on the party. Pushing onto the tier 2 in the mid. Still no glyph available for Bait. And even just force them away from their own tier 2. There's just so much map presence being built up here for Unique. It's starting to get into a horrible lead, or a massive lead, sorry. Look at that, actually already 11,000 gold into Unique's favour. But down bottom, a duel does come out, but it doesn't matter. The Bushwhack held back a lot of the damage. FN's going to be able to survive this. They're going to use the disruption defensively to try and keep him alive. But he will still probably end up dying here. He's going to make him work for it, though. Blink Dagger's off cooldown. He's going for the TP. Space, does he get the blind connection? Oh, it just barely misses. That was like literally a couple of units away. So luckily there for the LC, actually able to escape with his life. I guess FN just thought the Slark would be able to get that kill, so didn't bother chasing himself. Well, I mean, this lead is just so difficult to deal with right now. And like I said at the start, Bait do not have any sort of big, massive teamfight elements they can play around. No Ravage, no Black Hole, no RP, anything like that. So any sort of way that they're going to regain the favour in this one is just going off some nice pickoffs. They got to just find Unique with their pants down and just try and slowly whittle them back away. But even still, like, Unique could just take away the final tier 2 at 22 minutes into this game. The map has just shrunk really heavily for Bait now. Maybe they might be able to take down this tier 1 at the top, at least.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Just press the attack on the catapult. Always pretty nice to help pushing in towers. It does look like they're going to carry on for more. They will fall back. Meanwhile, Unique gone for another smoke move here. 4 heroes.
Radiant's top tower is under
Looks like they're drawing on the map to link up towards the top. But everyone else on the side of Unique Bait have pretty much already left. Yeah, so even going for the TP out. Just Watson is actually hanging around. Maybe he's just going to drop a barrage onto this creep wave and then TP away. Or is he just a little bit too scared to even do that? I suppose he just doesn't really know who else on the side of Unique is in the area. It would be a risky one. Shadowblade just got finished up there. Full space. Well, the Eagle gets the spot onto Gats as well. Maybe we'll jump onto that. Meanwhile, Dendy's been caught again. Oh, the disruption saved from SA that time. Keeps it alive. It doesn't matter. The sharpshooter perfectly timed from Slayer. Gets the delete. Dendy in the grave once more. 2, 3, and 1 right now. And now, Unique actually up onto the high ground. There is a glyph available, though, from Bait, so they can delay this, but they're going to want to wait until the creep wave arrives, so they can actually do reduce the effectiveness of the backdoor protection. I mean, Mono, if you had to survive that long, like, it's pretty much already dead. They now do pop it, just as the creep wave arrives.
tower is under attack.
But even still, Unique are actually going to use their own glyph offensively to keep this push going. The tier 3 is going to fall.
Dire's middle
And it looks like they're actually just going to take that. They're not going to bother pushing for anything else. I think the Aegis is... yeah, it's already expired. I mean, this Slark is getting pretty damn scary. S and Y, the Echo, the Shadow Blade as well. And then going in for the Silver Edge next. It's not really like big passives that you really need to worry about on the side of Bait. I suppose really the only thing is the moment of courage from the LC. Everything else is all casts. But even still, it's just a nice upgrade. Bit of extra damage and stuff. Meanwhile, FN Jump Forward's found another route onto both the two supports. The duel does come in there from the LC to make some space. But all that's going to do is just keep himself locked down here. The support's already dead. The LC's on his own. Watson's trying to do some help for the bottom line. But once again, Dendy's dead. Watson's all alone. And he just has to run. I don't think there's anything they could do to win this. I think they're literally just too far behind now. Every single core on the side of Unique is just so fantastically farmed. Watson's even been caught out here. That's another death. All 5 of them in the grave. And yeah, Bait just called GG. They know there is no way of recovery for this game. And they just tap out. So game number 1 ended up being a 60-odd minute one. And game number 2, only 25. Mind you, it's probably closer to about 45-50 when you can... well, 35-40 when you consider the massive amounts of pauses we had. But even still, well played to Team Unique. Just absolutely dominated Bait in this game number 2. Didn't even look close at all. 22-4. Really disgusting showing. So yeah, it looks like they adjusted correctly after that game number 1. They knew what they had to do. And let's see if they're going to be able to do it as well for game number 3. We'll have to wait and see. But that'll be coming up pretty soon. But if you guys have enjoyed this game, my cast, please follow me on my Twitch, Twitter, my YouTube. Any help I get, I thoroughly appreciate. And yeah, stick around for game number 3 between Bait and Team Unique.